So it is time, baby. I told you all we would be ranking them down 1 through 10. These are way too early predictions. When the game drops, I will be making another video that is going to rank them properly 1 through 10, depending on what other team affinities we get, what cards you can get at a conquest, etc. So I'm going to take everything into account. But our way too early predictions for content, they're about to begin right now. Right before we begin, we have a message from our advertisers, which is me, myself, Bladeness. Make sure you hit that like button, red subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. Follow me on all my other socials, which are listed above me. Click on the channel More Bladeness, follow my variety gaming and my reaction channel. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with number 10. Number 10 to me is a pretty easy decision. He was number 5 for the second set 1 through 5 rankings, and that is Frank Thomas. Now Frank Thomas, he can have excellent hitting numbers, but the honest truth is Frank Thomas plays first base and first base only. He's not going to have secondaries, and that is going to hurt him big time, because when the game launches, you're going to be able to get a bunch of golds or even low tier diamonds, 85 overalls, or even low tier silvers, high tier silvers, low tier golds that are going to be able to replicate the same amount of damage that Frank Thomas can do. For example, if Pete Alonso isn't a diamond at the start of MLB The Show 21, he's going to be very similar to Frank Thomas in terms of productivity. So is Matt Olson in terms of productivity. So you don't necessarily need Frank Thomas. And if you go ahead and pick Frank Thomas up, it has to be because you're a White Sox fan. Because I do not see any other way how you look at these other 9 players and say to yourself, Frank Thomas is definitely the best guy that I'm looking at out of all these other players. Number 9 on the list is going to be Jackie Robinson. Now, Jackie Robinson will make some number 9. He's going to have great speed, good enough defense, and then contact hitting, little to no power. That's what hurts him, little to no power. Diamond Dynasty is a game that revolves around slugging. It revolves around scoring, especially when it comes to facing pitchers on Legend and Hall of Fame speeds. You don't get a lot of soft contact over there, and you don't get a lot of hits that bloop in. You have to either hit a home run or hit a shot in the gap, and that doesn't happen too often. So that's where it hurts Jackie Robinson. But the reason I have him at number 9 is just because second base is also a position where you can get a bunch of golds that are going to replicate Jackie Robinson, if not do better than Jackie Robinson in terms of productivity, especially when you get guys at the shortstop position that can play second base as well. For example, you could get yourself Gleyber Torres or Fernando Tatis or a bunch of other golds that play shortstop that can play second base as well, and probably play it better than Jackie Robinson can, even though it's their secondary, and probably hit better than Jackie Robinson can, especially in terms of power. Now number 8. Gonna be a difficult decision, but we have to go to number 8 here. Number 8 for me is going to be Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron, he's going to have speed, he's going to have power, he's going to have good fielding, contact is going to be there. He's going to be a pretty good card overall, and if you just want to burst that bubble of using a brand new legend, go ahead and don't let me stop you. But right field is reserved for one man and one man only, and that is going to be Joey Gallo. As I've said previously, best card in the game whenever the game launches. And not even just looking at Joey Gallo, you look at team affinities, and right field is stacked to the T in terms of team affinities, and I expect more right fielders to be coming out. Now number 7, we're gonna go ahead and give it to Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, he's not going to be real usable at left field. He's like Christian Yelich. You don't really want to use Christian at left field, even though he brings you that bat, because the defense is so flawed. And in a game where they said they emphasize defense a lot more this year, you don't want to have bad defenders out there. And that's what Babe Ruth is going to give you that you don't want. But the important thing about Babe Ruth, and the reason he's higher than Hank Aaron and even Frank Thomas, is he's most likely going to have that secondary position of first base. And if he has that secondary position of first base, then it's wraps. He's most likely going to be your starting first baseman for a long time, until you get yourself either a 95 plus overall card, because Babe Ruth is the man when it comes to MLB The Show. Trust me, he's the man. So far, we've knocked out Frank Thomas, we've knocked out Jackie, we've knocked out Hank, we've knocked out Babe. We got ourselves Pedro left, we got Cal left, we got Mariano Rivera, Bob Gibson, Willie Mays, and Ken Griffey Jr. Coming in at number 6, we're going to go ahead and give it to Willie Mays. Now, Willie Mays, all around, gonna be great defense, gonna be great speed. I think in terms of hitting attributes, he's most likely gonna be a little bit more platoon than you'd like, and he's gonna be greater against lefties by a long shot than he is against righties. Now, if you love having defense out there, then clearly Willie Mays is probably your guy, especially if you love the Giants. But there is one guy in this list that I think rivals Willie Mays, and the better thing about him is he has a much better swing than Willie Mays in the game, much better stance than Willie Mays in the game, and also he's a lefty, so he's gonna go ahead and be able to be at an advantage more times than Willie Mays is as well in MLB The Show. So that's why Willie Mays is, I believe, number 5. Let me see if I'm doing my math correctly here, or number 6. We did Frank, Jackie, Babe, Hank, and now we just did Willie Mays. We're going now to the top 5. So Willie Mays is actually number 6. So in terms of top 5, now it's when it gets interesting in my opinion. At number 5, I would put Bob Gibson. Him only having 2 off-speed pitches really hurts him here when you compare him to someone like Pedro Martinez. And the one thing that you would love out of Bob Gibson is his fastball, especially in the later difficulties. But in the early difficulties, his fastball doesn't really matter too much because everything is going to be super slow. And also his control is going to be something you worry about. So that's why we got Bob at number 5. At number 4 now, we're going to go ahead and give it to Cal Ripken Jr. Cal Ripken Jr., he's only a right-handed hitter. He's going to have great defense. His numbers are going to be balanced most likely in terms of hitting attributes. And then his speed is going to be decent. Reason he's number 5 is you most likely are going to be putting your cap at short. And if not your cap at short, there are going to be a bunch of options available like Fernando Tatis Jr. that most likely has a better swing, better speed, and defense to match him. You're going to be able to get someone like Gleyber Torres that the defense isn't really going to be there, but it's going to be close enough. You're going to have a switch hitter like Francisco Lindor available, but as of right now, you're going to have options, right-handed hitters that can go toe-for-toe or toe-to-toe with Cal Ripken Jr. like Trevor Story. You're going to have switch hitters that can go toe-to-toe with Cal Ripken Jr. So you're going to be good in terms of shortstop. There's going to be a lot of options available, diamonds and golds. So that's why I got Cal Ripken Jr. sitting at number 4. Number 3 to me is going to be Mariano Rivera. Mariano Rivera last year, he got a started diamond. That started diamond basically only had 1 off-speed pitch and then 3 fastballs. I don't think it's going to be really any different this year since it's not a signature series card, and that's why he's number 3. It's always good to have a bullpen arm in the beginning of the game, especially a diamond bullpen arm with high hits per 9s and Ks per 9, and that's why he's ranked so high. But I still can't look past the fact that his pitching repertoire is basically 3 fastballs and 1 off-speed pitch, and that's why we have him at number 3. Once again, it's great to have a diamond reliever, but I don't think Mariano Rivera is over the next 2 guys. And coming in at number 2, we're going to have Pedro Martinez. His pitching repertoire, he's going to have all the pitches you would want in a pitcher. He's going to have that fastball. He's going to have a circle change. He's going to have a sinker. He's going to have a slider. And he's going to have a knuckle curve. Basically, the 5 pitches you want in a pitcher. He's most likely going to be similar to Bob Gibson in terms of hits per 9, Ks per 9, and with much more control than Bob Gibson as well. It's going to be his first year in MLB The Show 21, so I expect his attributes to be juiced up as well, even though they're all going to be around the same overall. But it's also always great to get a diamond starting pitcher, and you're going to be wanting to use your stubs most likely on diamond hitters rather than diamond starting pitchers. So why not get yourself a free diamond starting pitcher that can probably last a month to 2 months into the game, especially into the cycle as better starting pitchers come, which is a rare occurrence. It's rare to find starting pitchers that are good across all difficulties. It's rare to find good starting pitchers in general. It's like everybody rocks all starting pitchers, to be honest. And then at number 1, which this might be a little biased because this is most likely what I'm going with Ken as my number 1 pick, and then Pedro as my number 2 pick. Ken Griffey Jr., that's all you gotta hear. He's a center fielder, just like Willie Mays, most likely going to have similar defense to Willie Mays, similar speed to Willie Mays, maybe a little less than Willie Mays, and then he's going to be a righty killer, might be able to hang against lefties, but he plays the most important position in the outfield, which is center field, and he's going to be playing it well enough. Now, he plays above his attributes in almost every single MLB The Show game, just because that swing is so glitchy. So that's what makes him basically say screw you to all the other hitters and puts him at the top. Once again, the rankings are way too early rankings, by the way. It's going to be Ken, followed by Pedro, followed by Mariano, followed by Cal, followed by Willie, followed by Babe, Hank. Then we have, or no, excuse me. Then at 5 it was Bob, and then it was followed. You guys know the ranking. What am I doing? I'm over here trying. Let me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or no, this was probably like, you guys know the rankings. If you guys did end up enjoying today's content, hit that like button, red subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on all socials. Click on the channel, community tab, interact with me there. More Blade Miss section. Follow my other channels. Follow all my other socials. Turn that notification bell on. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Deuces.